So I imagine the mood was much better today than last Monday for the team and for yourself.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a typical Monday. I think by the time when you've been in it as long as most of the coaches have, it wears off and you get started on the next one.
Did you see kind of what the snap errors were, the couple you had in there?
Yeah, we've got to stay up in there. I mean, we're pulling out too soon, and he's got to snap the ball on time a couple times. We had, I think, 3 or 4. But, yeah, I mean, both parties, but mostly the quarterbacks have got to ride up in there.
I imagine the level of competition probably amps the kind of eagerness to get out of there.
Possibly. You know, not much bothers Kenny either. He's pretty laid back, you know. So I think it was just one of those things. We've struggled with it in practice a little bit. So we just got to do a better job of coaching it and riding them.
Virginia announced today that they're going to switch quarterbacks to Johns. Is there much difference between him and the guy they were playing?
He's probably a little better runner, a little more elusive. What little bit he's played, he hasn't played a lot this year.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
of course, it's a guy you're real familiar with.
Yeah.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you delve back into those BYU games for this week.
Really? No.
Those were some of the, I guess, roughest games for you guys offensively during that stretch of time. But
Well,
they don't
the
have 20-year-old guys.
The one here was, I mean, the one out there, we had some yards and some points, but we didn't have enough. I mean, here we were terrible offensively the year we played them here.
What's been the biggest difference in Marcus this season, maybe compared to last season?
Marcus Marshall?
Yeah, sorry, Marcus Marshall.
I don't know that there's been a big difference. He hasn't played as much this year. But I think just being a year older and maybe stronger. Marcus has always been good at running the ball. He struggles sometimes with the other stuff. And I think at times he's gotten better at that a little bit.
The other stuff being blocking?
The other stuff being blocking and carrying out fakes and doing those kind of things. But when he's got the ball, he's always been explosive and a threat at big plays. I mean, he's always been productive.
I imagine often it's hard for a guy that goes from playing a lot to not, to just to kind of handle that.
Well, he's played, you know, he's played a couple of games. I mean, he played pretty much in the Duke game. He played the whole game, and then the last game he played the whole game. So they've kind of been handing it off back and forth. Yeah.
Did he handle, in your opinion, the devotion well, or just a losing?
Oh yeah, Marcus is a great kid. I mean, he's worked hard. He doesn't complain. He just goes about his business. Yeah, no problem that way. He's a good kid.
Did you feel that the coverage in the secondary against Virginia Tech allowed the defensive line to maybe be a little more?
I think at times, there was a few times that we made the guy hold the ball a little bit, and it gives you a chance to get there. And there were some other times that we were fortunate. I mean, they had some guys that were open and didn't get it to them. But that's always the way it's going to be.
With as close as you were to playing Justin and Freddie last week, and it being senior day here, I imagine that
I wasn't
every
close to
effort would be-
playing them. Not really.
Well, you dressed them, and it like they were close enough to dress and travel.
Yeah, I mean, they were cleared through the training room, but they weren't right. I'm not real big on playing kids that are hurt. I try to treat those kids like I would my own. I wouldn't have played my own kid. So
you're hopeful this week that with the
I
2
think
weeks.
they're good to go. Justin was good today.
JJ?
Huh?
JJ Green?
Yeah, he's good to go. He's released.
Some of the guys were talking about the calls were, everything was simplified a little bit on the defense. And I know that you'll try that the week before.
I think we played more base defense probably than we have. But other than that, you know, when you have success, we got off the field some because we got some turnovers, and we got some sacks and negative plays. So I don't know if it was a whole lot simpler.
I guess I'm just, why did it suddenly happen against Virginia Tech and hadn't in the previous weeks?
Well, I think we got some turnovers and some sacks. I mean, they still had 430 yards, right? I mean, it wasn't like they got most of it the last couple series, but still, you know, we made some plays on defense. We got, like I said, we got some turnovers. Lawrence got a couple interceptions, and you know, we got the fumble recovery. They lost the possession on the kickoff return, and we got a 4th down stop and some of those things. So we got off the field.
How important do you think the first play of the game was with Terrell stripping the ball? And getting
Oh, it's
the ball?
huge. Anytime you can get a turnover. I mean, it'd been so long since we'd started to drive on the other side of the field. And we got several in the game, you know. So the field position, which we needed because we had a lot of guys out on offense.
Who were in the Players of the Week?
Parker Braun on offense and Lawrence Austin on defense and Ryan Rodwell.
Seemed like the secondary did a better job in pass defense of getting their heads turned around and seeing the ball before it got there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, all in all, I think we played better and we didn't give up any huge, big plays, you know, long touchdown plays or whatever. So that was a positive. When you do that, you always got a chance to, you know, there was no 3-play, 80-yard drives.
Right.
So it was, you get a chance to play and dig in.